the Renga Kapsa, Kazon True, Nyamia Rinpoche, Sumba, Lochu Sando, Ramba, Yundu Shika Sabakundaji. Tachu London Rose Adela, Kazon Shibaji, Shanju Jovan Tene Tado Sunji Jacomo, Togo Pigeon Sanji, Tuba Champion and Consona, Kazon Tenjuan Jaconda, the second Toba Sepa Tabden, De la Kazon Shibaji, Don Bochon Junkoda, Tukine, Sanjin Tamjin Kove, Donga Jamsa, Dan Namba Tamjin Chamber Convon, Tabichida, Sosu, Yingo Rubedane, Kashu Sanjin Tamjin, Dan the Persian, so Jawa Sedon Jeba, Dan the Pumbo Kine, John Junko, the Tukibade, Ye, and Juba, Juba Kausa. Lampara the Sambartro, the Kazon Shibaye, the Ramye, Lavne, Tangambazo, Sonji, the Ladane, Kazonga and True, that's Andrew Poro Sambaris. Jotella, and Hansana, Sangon Gila Trao, Chisumbaye, give you to some Ganson, Conche Batella. Sendru yon taba guikin, Kong Samba de la Tuaton, then Sendru yon taba on Tavori. Tela dene, Tombo Chon Jucho de Tukine, Sanchinga, Dongadon, Kangadon, Jibatan, Jingi, Nibada, Sirishi, Tamje Chibanan, Teta very drunk over Dongata, so twin yender. Tele Tawase Badon. Tell Troa Sebata, Tombechu, 200 Ganson Goni, sent to San Gombayamba, Dada Trainer, Consati, to Gila, sent to Meba, Sunday Sigma, Mazi Soji Jawa Sedon Chebatanji, Nanga Joan Troni, the Hind and the Ronga Sanjian Tamjanko, Nonga letter, number Tanjin Chamber Convo, Gebasa Cheba, Tamja Cheba, Sosuga. Tola train again, Tola me again, the Dombechula, to some consumption, then they send to me about Santa Honsegoma. De la Tenet and they send to somebody, give all the tour, Sevate. Tatita Sosa, Tamjeche Batini, then I call on the Sigan Tarsan Basebala, Cabo give it you to Gure, give it you to Batella. To some Ganson Goni, Nansole, Gubians and sent to some glory. The Taba sent to some Batella, Tea, Dreba, the Nakab Salantona, to Bishop, and Denton. The Taba Gambala Sambalaten, Gombe and Denton. The Tado Dreba and the Cheva, Gava Ganjil, Rope, Gava Ganjil, and Consona, Tarsambasabate, Century. Tela then that's Andrew Horror the Samba Savatini, Toma Nowsland, Button. Can
you please close the door? Please close the door. Thank you.
Today, we continue from where we left off yesterday in our exploration of the Four Dharmas of Khenpo Rinpoche, or Lord Gampopa. The second of these relates to how Dharma becomes the path, the authentic path that ultimately leads to perfect Buddhahood. In order to ensure that Dharma does become the authentic path, we must bear in mind that our ultimate purpose is no less than the attainment of perfect and complete Buddhahood, for our own benefit as well as the benefit of all other beings. And that consummate goal is actualized by way of a process of gradual training and realization. The path itself begins with the resolve to attain perfect awakening, the cultivation of bodhicitta. It is the inspiration to develop oneself for the benefit of all beings without exception, and is thus the higher altruistic resolve that demarcates the very beginning of the authentic path. Having given rise to that resolve to awaken, you then embark upon this path and gradually develop in various aspects of virtue until ultimately bringing all beings, including yourself, to the attainment of perfect and complete Buddhahood. To continue from where we left off in our discussion of the path from yesterday, we are considering the transcendent perfection of diligence or effort. Diligence as a transcendent virtue is defined as enthusiasm for virtue. In general, it is necessary to actively engage in the practice of virtue and the development of positive qualities in order to help others and to develop oneself in the pursuit of perfect Buddhahood. But the only way to apply yourself in that process of developing positive qualities is to have the genuine motivation or desire to do so. And thus, enthusiasm for virtue is the understanding that we have of the term diligence or effort. As you are committed to the process of working for all beings' benefit, motivated by such sincere enthusiasm for virtue, you are gradually seeking to alleviate the pain and suffering of other beings' experience, and in that way work towards the accomplishment of true freedom from suffering. Training itself can be described in terms of hearing the teachings, thinking about the meaning of what you have heard, and then cultivating that understanding in your experience through meditation. While it is necessary to learn, think, and meditate, this process will be impossible unless you have genuine diligence, the desire or enthusiasm to pursue this threefold training. Without diligence as well, it will be impossible to attain the consummate fruition or result of perfect Buddhahood for all beings' benefit. So therefore, we can say that the motivation of diligence or enthusiasm for virtue is conjoined with the basic promise or commitment of the awakening resolve. And in this way, you have the basis that drives you in the pursuit of excellence and the traversal of the path that leads to Buddhahood itself. That enthusiasm or diligence enables you to undertake training in learning, reflection, and meditation, and thus bring about actual results. All of this depends upon the transcendent perfection of diligence. Diligence itself is the means by which to ensure that authentic results obtain by way of your efforts. This includes the insight or knowledge that arises through learning and thinking about what you have learned, as well as the knowledge that develops through meditation experience itself. Diligence in that way is the necessary supportive condition that facilitates and thus makes possible the attainment of the actual result of insight or knowledge that derives from learning, thinking, and meditation.
then that's into the la no sick, yeah. The dojo just into the Kujo just into so I knew it. Dojo just into so I did. So Kabu gave a lady, or some day. Dharmachakra pada, chu yen yen, don't let me batane, somebody. The Kujuji seven is about there. The lover the consonant yen don, they know yen, so suga, sanla, knowing law so pay, Nyanga Jung Kausa, then as a tomba no jitane, Damangola. Constant Zemangola, member of Damabola, Someone ye. Loba the Lopus on Lulu Song Coin Bate, Musane, the Mata, the Kujuchi sent to the shooting by Hickory. Pernagonza, Chuse, Tigla Gum Jagona. The other than the source, Chuse de Tamasin Batabe. Knowing Salam, knowing Yunde Chona, choose some song, Ganji Kisava, Daludo, Sunlota Power, the Nijikane, the Gonzo Sherodo Dambaum, the Lodo Dambati, the Ringam Solona, non don't want any consonant, than the Sending on Papaji. Yule Jani, Yonda Balamla, Nito Badangore. That the Damayan Bamanzo, Ronji Kenji, San Gawaton, Deva, Chiba of Kaza, they on the job. Yona San Dongaton, Kangaton, Jibala Sopasan Kaza, they on the Shane. Chudon Jadin Yede, Sawan Jadin, So Chene. The Chuti Koda, Drunaya Bore, Mandran and Ridava. So what an constant, Jatin de Yapon Druna Sambe. The Konza around Ganga Gila, Tandeo, Sigri. The Council of the Ne, Tazi Thomas Shubaki, Sanjin Ganjan Gain, Ronga Sonji Jatapetan, the Kutsawa, Atene. Tisana Yapu to some yene, then no endo, Tiataba, Lelo Chebe, took a meba, a longer run Latin consonant, map, a longer run Latin consonant, Tamjalamaneba, down the name, consonant, longer run, Laza Kajala Sabagoni, this ended the Tassimba, no go over that.
Diligence itself can be considered in terms of two aspects. One is a constant diligence, and the other is diligence in the sense of appreciation or devotedness. The first of these, constant diligence, is an ongoing effort to train in virtue and to do what is positive. It is a sense that you are always engaged in the process of training in virtue without mere temporal distinctions or conditions. Devoted diligence is a sense of intensity or commitment that sustains your desire to make an appropriate effort regardless of temporary conditions that might arise. That means that even when faced with adversity or challenges, or even if temporarily you should be subject to distraction or mundane preoccupations, or from time to time, you might be indolent. You might be lacking in enthusiasm for virtue. In order to counteract all of these, devoted sense of diligence comes into play, where you value or appreciate such perseverance or effort as something that is always to be cultivated, regardless of temporary circumstances or limitations. For instance, you might decide that you want to devote 1 hour of your time to meditation practice. If you set your resolve in that way and then attempt to meditate for 1 hour without doing anything else, but then become distracted in the meantime, then your efforts have been curtailed or undermined, and you cannot expect to gain the full benefit of what you had intended to do originally. So in order to ensure that that doesn't happen, that you can remain focused on whatever form of virtue you engage in, it is necessary to have the sense of perseverance or devoted effort that enables you to follow through with whatever virtuous undertaking you are engaged in. Once you are motivated by a genuine sense of diligence, then you can begin to experience the development of deeper knowledge or insight, especially the knowledge that arises through meditation practice. That, coupled with your resolve or determination to persevere in the long-term sense, will ensure that you are on the authentic, unmistaken path. And the purpose of this path, of course, is to bring temporary and ultimate benefit to yourself and to all others. In our ongoing experience, we encounter various changing circumstances. Sometimes things may be going very well, we're happy and comfortable, and at other times we may be struggling with difficulties and problems. But our higher purpose in Dharma is such that we need to have the resilience to withstand changing circumstances and to persevere in our higher goals no matter what may happen. This is possible when we are motivated by genuine diligence and are willing to make an effort throughout our ongoing experience. In that way, by virtue of such devoted efforts, your efforts to learn the teachings and to think about the meaning of what you have learned should yield genuine benefit. And that in turn is cultivated in your experience. Based upon a firm resolve to undertake the training in this way with a genuine desire to persevere in virtue, it becomes possible to develop the transcendent perfection of diligence.
The something you borrowed the Samba Chivatella, and you temper something, don't you tell in the something Yava, Taye Payosari. And I want the sun, don't draw Yadi, summer, or Romontana, in the Yontapa, to Jim Truma. Read Sun, don't Yadi. San Calatona, San Yambayana, Nitaba. The other than a Dani Chamber, and a Yana you meet a real own boy game. Donna giving over Calanjo, somebody, Dande, Manzo, Tuzan Yene, Hinede, Consonant, Johnson and Cove and us. Shesewati Inganzo, Chansagari, Nyamondo, Tosunda, Rabanda Tamji, Chejon, Chenyon, the road, Chani, Shesagari. Nesewade, Menon Coin by tea, then the Negro. Say it Nene. Then tell us also to say, Kasi Yaba, they see the Nondo on the Mondova. Nebatella Kineseri. Tetavatane, Kineti, then Jatin Badon, Jatin, Lendeba, Tamungo Longri. Detabe Shane, Chibrajim, Shine Yontaba Susu, Tuji and Trona, the Londongo Toba, Chibrajin, Yetagori. The Ondas is Yuali, Shine Rubdo Temple Londongi, number jump, he said. Thomas Yenesa, the only, so Nimiba Mebarodo, Sumba Longi. The Kene on top of them, but he, Tujila, Londongo Toba, Tungi Badon, Chivi Josongori. Pejana, Melon de Sayan Toma, Jayona, Zuni de Niba Chagri. Tino Yintane Consona, Sanga, Jela, Nandoka Tramada, Shut up, Yontana. Number Tamji Chamba Yontabe, Lantongatane, Tobate, Tentin Chagri. Chavi Jensen, Kanrisana, Sosuga, Sanjila, Toma Mebane, Jeromeba, Tazu Yishium, the Hinjambo, Lanjitruba, Yugavate, Tatanga Madabate. Jatenga no yin tong, dear no ye, also no don't drame. Yamu not so bad. Dear own got an consona, so you can don't tell you marry. Tell her then the sun here, Kasi Hiana, they see that an account top of the Kigri. Pity Yana, turning on the Tachu Yapu, Jing on a man and Sibu Yori. Tachu. Yana Yong, Longo thought the chin because Manata San Tontagamari. Tika Manate Tashu tell Meba Mari. Long the Kasi, Kasi Chinjona, Tessi, Tessi Manata there. Sound of us. Tino Yang on the Kene on top, then Vigila. The Lantong Toba and Tungo. Trung Siva Dang on the Loka Jine, then Consona, Susujela, Topsuka Tama Tavon. Yona Yinshiki, Susujela, 3,000 Tandamari. He longer Sanjila and Teo Batangi. Non Dogo Truba, Hugh Casa, Kasi cannot see the Nangores. That is Tava and Consona. Jitele Deba Sevate. Kine on top of them, Bati, Antongo Tobang and the Chava, then you think they bury. Cannot as a Shivaki, don't roya de la Romonta Bati, Gogoris. Tamati. Peshaba. Peyaji. Oh, yeah. Conoso. Tarjo. Peshaba. San Tomato. And Tomato, Nepanya, the Romonta. Good. That's a Tomata. The name is the Nessan lives of Tona. They will concentrate and take it and lay into the body. San non to never the names of Yana. I say you're the body, near the body, or on top of Sana, with the name on top of the head.
Next is the transcendent perfection of Triyana, or meditation. Generally speaking, we can make a twofold division in the training in meditation. You have mundane states of meditation or mental stability, and then supramundane states of mental stability. While we can make such a generic twofold division, in fact, there are limitless states of meditative absorption that can be cultivated. Generally speaking, however, the definition of dhyana, or meditation, is to bring the mind to rest in such a way that it is focused on virtue. And meditation here means that the mind can be kept at rest or kept focused on a specific object for as long as is desired. As we are familiar with, we have the practice of shamatha, tranquility meditation, or sustained calm. The word tranquility itself consists of two parts. The first part is the aspect of tranquility, and it refers to a state of mental calm or peacefulness. That is the result of having reduced gross conceptual or discursive mental activity as well as mental disturbances as much as possible. That state or experience is one of tranquility. The other aspect of the word tranquility here is to sustain or abide that experience of peacefulness. And this refers to the capacity you have to remain in such a state of meditative calm or serenity for as long as is desired. In that way, shamatha is sustained calm. And because there are various forms of such meditation, we can say that it is the common path or common approach to the development of mental stability, as it is found in many different systems. As to the relationship between sustained calm and insight meditation, the other principal form of dhyana or mental stability, we look to the words of the son of the victors, Shantideva, who states, knowing that insight that is fully embraced by tranquility or sustained calm leads to the total vanquishment of mental afflictions, tranquility should first be cultivated, and that in turn will depend upon a strong desire for freedom from mundane concerns. So in that way, if we understand the basic approach to the development of tranquility meditation and the subsequent development of insight, then we can apply ourselves in meditation and gradually experience the certain arising of these successive states of mental stability. This is as certain as the way in which an image is reflected in the surface of a mirror when the mirror is clean and thus able to reflect whatever appears within it. In the same way, we're looking to develop purity of mind by reducing afflictions and gross conceptuality, and thus establishing the lucidity or transparency of mind whereby we can gradually attain to genuine realization in the development of meditation. Another way of understanding our own minds is to know that the true nature of our mind and being, which can be described as Sugatagarbha, the basic potential for blissful Buddhahood, is original within us. It has always been present and is innate or intrinsic to our very being. It is the true nature of our minds. And we always have the potential to reveal that true nature. However, we don't ordinarily see or experience that awakened nature as such, owing to the fact that throughout beginningless existences, we have been engrossed in conceptual activity and distracted by mundane preoccupations. And thus, our own true nature as such, the true nature of our own minds, remains obscured. The purpose of training in meditation is to gain mastery of our own minds. By developing our capacity to experience sustained calm or tranquility, this will eventually lead to the dawning of insight, or vipassana, the other aspect of meditation. And it is by means of such insight that we will ultimately gain the direct recognition of our fundamental and true nature. All of the qualities of Buddhahood, the qualities of virtue and perfection, are intrinsic to that nature, and they can be revealed or actualized by force of our progressive realization attained through training in meditation. And thus, looking at the overall course of our training in dhyana, or the transcendent perfection of meditation, we generally begin with the cultivation of shamatha, or sustained calm, and this leads to the unfolding of vipassana, or insight. And thus, our training ultimately leads to the attainment of the supramundane path.
Shirab Japara Zambare, that Jadon Shirab Dela, Nose Yewa, to be Shirab Don, some be Shirab Don, Gombe Shirab, that Dela to be Shirab, so give you Namjek, and then the consona, don't be too young top of Sumbanum, so sense get the den, Sambata home. Samba Sanda Maripa, Theatre, Yona Yonda Repair, talking key. This was so good. Consona, non redon. Tatetabe, Janjitaman, Rio Mandi, Yonda Beneluti, then Consona, Toba Saber, Top, Kanda, Somate, Sukin the Yonda Yonda, talking Chipa, some bishop. Tuba number taba tong, two dande, some be shirap, young taba kisana, the consona, long con yonson lampa ting hila, non retong, tesum trava in Vijansi, the theatre, Gambitane, yonson lanketella, Gambit. The telatame tombo, then a part of the symbol true sevati. Da yon taba te, shiru yon taba tu yin chong ne. Tana kongsa na sanam ka toba ramba nyi pa kaosa, ta tamchi paru ta samba chong dan ruta kore. Teta mayin pa kongka dimba la sopa te tamchi, tan su yin shiru yon taba tu yin la ma chong na, te la paru samba ka tsingi to dimba mda kuyo ma. That Diga can't paint over Zena, Tata Shibaye, Poro the Sambardo Day, Chu London Roy Sega Tandre. Samba Lamdi Trubasel Sivati, Kandrik in Trubasel over Zena, the Sodana to some Gambe Hira with Tawari. Toma Dane Consona. Jeden Bapanjo don, Dehi la sopanda. Chajin Mabona Jeden Tamabale and Koale Tabe, Tamabaki. Jada Nyeron la sobe, Lanyon Salembe, Diana Drazani, Pumba, Tim Samjitan Dado Sonji Chacon Maraba, Kine. Tombo Tuji be Senjen Ganju Dongade, Sawa, Tangjiba Nongyin, Sanchi Ugin Pombaum, Donga Jindong, Ganga Jindala, Konglong Gongu Be, Susu Yosi Dondaya, Tietaba Susu the Takonsana. Tabdong Nyandra, Degend, So, Mariba Mumbachiva Tedala, Tambushuji Jimbasani, Tietam Jitra, Nekap, Devala, and Gebason the Mazi, Tadu Tietamji, Ronya number Tamji Chambi, Ying and the Chibakabsa, Koji Tomahom, Shangas and Consentel, Drain Wawam, Drevata Bede, to some Yeni, Nyansalan Getige, Lamdige, a consona, Senagatramantamji, Yongori, the long traverse, Savati, Eri. You know, you surround with Kausi Nayon. Then you then bear consona, Miguel number, not so bad. Luma is on Chebati, Nami. Now you thought on Rusong into Nise, Nibade, Chiwayamba, he. The own point of the Yarong Tabaron, you keep it, then the points on my eba. Sentintam, Sonji Compota, Chid, Laba, Sarum Laba, so Yintan so good. Lunga is on so long, Dune, then a constant, Laba, number tapa, so again the song day. Gay, that's Sanjay Trama, Yom, Sanjay Trouble Tramate, Tabari. Telan Kansana Saramja Dozo Tamshi Bonri. The day, the Zeba Gomba Kapsa, the Kansana, Tamanzu, Tomin and Koa Chum. Tea no Nejong, but now I see this wrong. Now you 2,000 Jong, Mississippi, no Jiguptina. Tea no, I don't know to hear Rumbodo. Ramboso, Nigu Yamari, Nigu Besawati Yimari, Sum Neki Amata, Sum Sembuchi Amata Mari. Ronga Sangatana, Shadong on the Sony, Orobola, Nesanton, the Nepicali, Sawajoa Latini. Tin Revete, Rondole, Yamas and Begins, Chisawayon Noyam Sipa, Tabi. Rondolante, Tata Condichibaye. Never ne, this wrong Tata, Rome, Yugoba, Somre. Mazi Tata, Roni Chiputama Yeba. Tane, Sentin Kinjitan and Druga Dongade. Daga Pong, Tetamjan, Sonji Jacom, Rain Shebe, Tamcha, Role Chuncha, Damsole, Sabaji, Sonjin Joda, Sanchip. So the dollar to some yene, then a ruga Saint Tomchi, then Sonji Latin consonant, Shibapa, Tebagani, Sonam so saga read, and I own. Reduga Saint Tomchi, Kudonga, Le Dravechida, Tata Shubagan, Zebalas of a girl, Robati, then Sonji Topic. Tablana meba, Kiki, Piana, Chanongala Poala, Shoba Nimina, Kayaputa Madawa, Tina Tane, Mazan Tombanaji, Sonji the Candle, Senji Kansan. The Shan number of Patella Tene, Roni Juntado Sonji, Yayon Tane, Tayabe Senji, Tavato Tomchin Tim, Lonan Jutab. Tablana me batteries. Then to some theatre so sugar, you go Rubutan a kid, Zebagom, Matabam, Zebagom, Nubatavane, Mari. That Nangam Shuki, Yabomagabata, Sama Bangata, Kaduyana, Yadon, Ajawan, Shushu Kauri, Tetaban Tamapa, Colon de Jela Martin Bado, Niti on Taba. San Masha Bongre.
The next of the paramitas, or transcendent virtues, is prajna, insight or knowledge. In general, we can divide knowledge into three different types: the knowledge that derives from learning, the knowledge that derives from thinking, and the knowledge that arises through cultivation or meditation. The first of these, knowledge that comes about through learning, is developed when you as a student study under the direct guidance of the spiritual advisor who imparts teaching and instruction. By way of your efforts to thoroughly undertake the study of the teachings, you gain a clear understanding. But this is not accomplished by any cursory level of learning. Rather, it further entails a process of deeper introspection and repeated examination of the teachings in order to ascertain for yourself their validity and authenticity. Especially in clarifying your own understanding of the authentic Dharma, you are seeking to generate correct conception of the means by which to realize the natural state or true condition of reality, which is the ultimate purpose of learning Dharma. Having thoroughly studied the teachings under the guidance of your teacher, you further engage in the second aspect of training here, which is thinking deeply about the meaning of what you have learned. And in that process of deeper contemplation or reflection, you are seeking to eliminate any and all misapprehensions or misconceptions that might persist in terms of your understanding of what you've learned. Then that understanding is to be integrated in your experience by way of meditation practice. And in that way, you have learning, thinking, and meditating as the process whereby you develop knowledge in deeper and deeper degrees. In truth, when we look at the six transcendent virtues or paramitas, they have a relationship that is successive or gradual, but in fact, for them to be transcendent virtues, the presence of this sixth perfection of insight or knowledge is essential, because it is specifically the development of transcendent knowledge that ensures that the other five transcendent virtues will be truly authentic and unmistaken, including the practice of giving, the practice of moral discipline, and so forth. All of these must be informed by that higher insight or knowledge. In the context of the Four Dharmas of Lord Gampopa, the third of these relates to how the path dispels delusion. And in general, the authentic path dispels delusion or bewilderment specifically by means of the training in transcendent knowledge. And that, again, consists in the knowledge that gradually unfolds through the process of conceptual learning, thinking about the meaning of what you have learned, and cultivating that in your experience. To begin with, it is necessary to let go of our attachments in order to embark upon the path that leads to freedom. As long as we remain engrossed in mere mundane pursuits, attached to the worldly purposes of our lives, whether it be food, clothing, material sustenance, wealth, or other worldly concerns, it will be impossible for us to progress towards the attainment of true liberation from samsara or cyclic existence. And this is why we must begin with the process of reversing our habitual attachment to mundane existence. That motivation, the resolve or will to be free from existence, is the basic driving factor that informs the approach of the Shravakas and of the Pratyeka Buddhas in their respective systems of training. We need this motivation, this will to be free from cyclic existence, in order to begin and follow through with the authentic path. But because we are pursuing the higher way of the Mahayana or Bodhisattva approach, we must also bring to bear our concern for others on that process. And that means that we recognize the suffering of other beings and seek to do something to redress this condition. Knowing that other sentient beings are in need of help in a temporary or immediate sense, we seek to do whatever is necessary in order to help them. And this could include the giving of material gifts or sustenance as needed to sentient beings in order to alleviate their temporary suffering. Beyond that, we can also give the gift of the Dharma, the gift of the authentic teachings, which leads to not only temporary happiness, but beyond that, the ultimate and true happiness of actual liberation from existence. In that way, by way of the practice of giving or generosity, we can help other beings to achieve not only temporary well-being, but beyond that, ultimate freedom. And this is the purpose for which we strive in learning the teachings, thinking about what we have learned, and cultivating that understanding in our experience by way of meditation. That process is also understood as a process of purifying our being. This includes the elimination of negative propensities such as stinginess, which is the opposite of giving or generosity. And all of this is understood as part of the process whereby the path dispels delusion, the third of the four dharmas. So by virtue of training in the transcendent practice of giving and developing our capacity for virtue and eliminating the habit of stinginess, we can ensure that we will not be reborn in lower states, such as the states of animals, starving spirits, or hell beings. Moreover, the training in giving is obviously of direct benefit to others as well as to ourselves. In addition to training in the practice of giving, we can then undertake training in the second virtue, the transcendent practice of moral discipline or moral conduct. This serves as the way to directly purify and refine our entire being, physically, verbally, and mentally. Transcendent moral discipline is the means by which to eliminate its opposites, negativities of the body, speech, and mind. As well, training in the transcendent practice or cultivation of patience enables us to persevere on the path in meeting the inevitable challenges that will arise. It is an austerity that must be developed in the long-term sense. The true transcendent perfection of patience requires a broad perspective that takes place over a long period of time. And in that course of training, we seek to develop a greater and greater sense of such willingness to deal with hardship and adversity whenever it arises. And the purpose of cultivating such patience is not merely to deal with adventitious difficulties or challenges in an external sense, but ultimately is to benefit our own state of mind, our capacity to let go of the tendency to react to adversity with anger, aggression, or hostility. And by our own efforts to become more patient individuals, we let go of anger and aggression and gain greater peace and stability of mind. And that, in turn, leads to genuine and lasting benefit both for ourselves as well as to others. The Bodhisattva, therefore, undertakes these and other virtuous trainings in order to help all forms of life, all of the 6 different types of sentient beings that there are. And this process of developing altruistic virtues for others' benefit can also be described as the development of merit or positive qualities. The development of merit is essential in order to ensure that the path dispels delusion and that the Bodhisattva progresses appropriately. Merit is an essential component or complement in relation to the development of knowledge. For instance, for a bird to fly, it is necessary that the bird has a pair of wings, 2 wings that function together in a complementary manner. Only then can a bird fly through the sky. Similarly, the process of attaining awakening is one that involves a relationship between sentient beings or ordinary individuals on the one hand, and awakened beings or Buddhas on the other. And by way of this relationship, whereby individuals train in the development of merit as well as knowledge, then it becomes possible to attain to the perfection of Buddhahood. And if we know this and see the tremendous potential for real benefit that derives from training in the transcendent virtues, including patience, then we should rest in a secure sense of confidence, knowing that if we do these things, if we train ourselves in giving, morality, and patience and the other transcendent virtues, then we can and will progress toward the attainment of Buddhahood for ourselves and for the benefit of all others.